Ben from Snowy's here, folks. Today with a Coleman Mudgee C0 sleeping bag.
Hit it.
This is a great all-round sleeping bag with a nice soft outer, good all-round temperature rating, machine washable for easy care, great for sleepovers and camping. So this is how the Mudgee C0 sleeping bag looks when you purchase it. About 42 centimeters in length and roughly 25 centimeters in diameter. That varies a little bit when you pack it away, a little bit more on that, on how to do that a little bit later, and it weighs around about 2 kilos. Once you've got it unpacked, this is how it looks. It's just under 200 centimeters to the top of the sort of small sort of hood section here. About 170 centimeters to this point here. These are rough dimensions, and around about sort of 75 centimeters in diameter this way. It's made of a brushed polyester, so the outer here is actually really nice feel polyester. It doesn't have a crinkly feel about it. Got a nice soft feel, and that flows through to the inside as well, which is also a brushed polyester. It's got slightly softer feel, so slightly different fabric maybe, but pretty much the same thing, brushed polyester. In between that is a hollow fiber insulation, and there's enough in there to give you, well, what Coleman say is a 0-degree rating. We recommend probably more like about 5 degrees comfort for this bag here, so add another 5 degrees on top of what they say. It's a square construction, so the bag isn't tapered, it's square to the foot here, and it's got these stitching points across here to hold all the insulation in place. That stitching goes right through from top to bottom, so it does pinch the insulation in these spots here, but it's nice thick insulation and it offers plenty of warmth anyway. Around the top of the hood here is what they call their comfort cuff, which is this sort of insulation filled panel or tube that goes around here, which just sits softly against your skin or against your neck while you're sleeping in it. And the zipper is one continuous zipper. Has this zip plow feature on it, which helps the fabric from snagging as you zip it up. Just pushes the fabric away from the zipper. And this zip runs all the way to the end of the bag, right around the foot to open it all the way up. There is another zipper pull at this end here that you can zip it backwards if you like to open up the foot section while leaving the side of the bag done up. And if you want to zip 2 of them together, then you zip this all the way around here, open it all the way up like a quilt. And you can then use this as just a quilt over the top of you, or if you wanted to join 2 bags together, this is how you do it. You'll grab another Mudgee, and you need to zip a Mudgee bag with a Mudgee bag. You can't zip bags from 2 different series together. The zips and things are different lengths. It's not going to work very well. But you lay another Mudgee bag on top of this one. One zip will go around one side, the other zip will go around the other side, and you create a double sleeping bag. The only downside of doing that is that these hood sections, the bottom sleeping bag will sit comfortably here. The top sleeping bag, however, will have a hood section that sits over the top here, which will be in someone's face that's sleeping on this side here. Not a big issue because you can sort of tuck it down. It might be a bit of extra warmth to trap the warm air from escaping out of the bag, but just one thing to consider. Now, all the fabrics that the bag's made of are easy care, so it's machine washable. So if your washing machine, is big enough, you can chuck it in there to wash it or take it to a laundromat. Now I'm going to crawl inside the bag. I'm 185 centimeters tall. Now, as I mentioned, it's 170 centimeters to here. So ideally, it wants to come sort of up to this point here without your feet being too jammed in at the end there. Now, in my experience, I'm about the limit of height for these bags here. So if I crawl in this now, I've got heaps of width, plenty of width. I'm not an overly large person, but I've got heaps of width there and lots of room for my feet. Now the foot section isn't box foot section, it is tapered, so it just comes down to the zipper there. There's not heaps of 3-dimensional sort of space there, but there is enough fabric to sit up over the top of my feet. If I lie down in this now, this cuff will come just above my shoulders, so it's a comfortable amount of space. There's not enough for me to pull this right up over my head though, but I can sleep quite comfortably in this. If I get my head on the mat, I can sleep quite comfortably in this. It feels okay, and just enough for me to get my head on the hood section here as well. So 185 centimeters, I'd say, is the limit of height for this bag here. I've got plenty of shoulder space. If I put my arms out, I just hit the edges with my elbows and stretch it out. But in terms of my shoulder, I've got plenty of space there. So good amount of room. Probably just going to be limiting for anyone who's probably over 185, possibly up to 190 centimeters, depending on how much space you like to have in your sleeping bag. Now, the golden question people have is it easy to pack up, or can I pack it up? Now, there's 2 ways to do this. follow Coleman's roll control feature, which I'll show you in a sec, which means you roll it up and it's really hard to get back in the bag. And then there's my way, which is just to stuff it in. I prefer that. I'll show you why in a sec. Firstly though, the roll control feature are these little red tabs here. So the one on this side lines up with the one on this side. We put the plastic tab through the loop. We do that in the middle there. We also do it at the foot section here. And what that does is hold the sleeping bag in a neat half fold at that end while we roll from this end here. Now the other thing to consider before we do this is these straps here, which are part of the roll control feature, which will make sense in a second. I would recommend having the loop side on the down, well, on the side that's on the ground, and that'll make more sense shortly. So I'll just flip that over. We'll come up to the head section here and I'll start rolling. Now, this is on a mat, so I'm not going to get a really tight roll on this one here. But you can see what that roll control feature's done is hold this in place so they're not sort of going all over the place as I roll it up, and I get a nice neat roll like that. Now, this is where these come into play now. So if I grab the loop, and this is why I like to have the loop on the bottom section, because that's going to pull that bottom panel up over the top like this. This one here goes the opposite way around, the back of the bag here, and we hook them together. This isn't a compression strap as such. You could probably try and tighten it there, but it's not designed that way. It's just designed to hold it in place while you try and get it back in the bag. But this is where the headaches start, because this is a bit like a square object in a round hole. This isn't going to work. You need to roll it much tighter to be able to get that back in the bag. You could do it, but you're going to need to work a bit harder. Rather than work harder, I'd say work a bit smarter and just stuff it in the bag. So undo these little tabs here. Don't worry about them. They can just be an unused feature on your sleeping bag. Start at the foot section where the zipper is. Stuff that foot section into the bag to get it started. And once you've got a little bit in there, stand up and put the bag between your feet. Pull this up under your arm and then just stuff it into the bag. And this is going to be a whole lot easier and 10 times quicker than using the roll feature and then trying to squeeze it into the bag. Even this is a little bit tight, but you can use your strength or your weight to push it down into the bag. Just make sure you squash it down into the bottom nice and tightly to start with. Punch the top down, grab the drawstring and do it up. That is how I recommend you pack a sleeping bag away. It's no issue with the fill or anything inside. It's in a regular sort of way. It's packed in there, so it allows the synthetic fill to sort of puff up probably quicker rather than it being packed flat. That is the Mudgee C0 sleeping bag from Coleman. A great all-rounder with a nice soft fill fabric. Perfect, as I said, for sleepovers, camping, or for use in your swag. Check them out online at snowies.com.au, where you find them at our lowest prices every day. If you've got any questions though, let us know down in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for all the latest and greatest information. We'll check out some other Coleman products. Hope you understand. I used to say I was sincere.